All right, let's talk about fitness. But I want you to forget everything you think you know. Forget the six-pack, forget your personal bests. Today, we're diving into a totally radical perspective called the Anti-Fitness Manifesto. And trust me, it's designed to completely upend the very reason you think you move your body. Right off the bat, the manifesto hits us with this equation. It basically frames our entire gym culture as fake fitness. It's suggesting that when you have a real awakening, the only possible outcome is a full-blown revolt. So this isn't about finding a better workout plan. It's about rebelling against that whole machine of just mindless reps and sets. And here's the core idea, the big one. It claims that most of what we call exercise, it isn't really about getting healthy. Not at all. It's a performance. It's our collective anxiety all dressed up and disguised as productive action. We're like hamsters on a wheel, just spinning and spinning, totally forgetting that we have legs and could just, step off. So where do you even begin with an idea that big? Well, the manifesto doesn't hand you a new workout. No, it starts by putting you in the hot seat. It forces you to get brutally honest and question the real reasons you even bother showing up to the gym in the first place. Let's get personal for a second. You say you want to build strength, but what does that word really mean to you? Is it just about the number on the dumbbell? Or is it coming from a much deeper place? A fear of feeling so fragile, so breakable? The manifesto really wants you to dig deep on that one. Or how about this one? Flexibility. Is your goal really just to touch your toes? Or is that word just code for something else? A craving for a different kind of freedom? Maybe a way to escape the rigid, bony cage of your own life. And then we have the holy grail of fitness buzzwords, the core. The manifesto takes this idea and completely flips it. Are you really training your abs? Or are you just desperately trying to build a fortress inside yourself? A place to hide the courage you feel like you've lost along the way? So what's the answer to all of these intense questions? Well, the manifesto offers this little riddle. It's suggesting that the physical goal you're chasing, it's an illusion. It doesn't really exist. The real muscle you need to train is the part of you that can see how absurd this all is and laugh. That's the one that actually matters. Okay, so if our traditional goals are just a mirage, what's the alternative? What are we supposed to do? The manifesto actually offers a practical drill for finding a new way to move. And I gotta warn you, it's pretty strange. This is called the non-directional movement drill. And you'll notice the instructions aren't technical, they're pure poetry. It's not about perfecting a form, it's about embodying a feeling. Just imagine it for a second. Walking as if you're a marionette being pulled by ghosts. Then crawling as if your knees are in deep debt to the ground beneath you. And finally, just standing, as if gravity itself has completely forgotten you exist. Now, the point here isn't to get it right. There is no right. The only thing you're supposed to do is ask yourself, in which of those strange movements did I feel the most alive? That feeling, that spark, that, the manifesto claims, is your body's true north. And surprise, it's not a straight line. It's a spiral. So, once you find that internal compass, that true north, you've got a new problem. You have to get rid of all the old, broken maps that the world gave you. And that's where the detox comes in. This is a protocol for clearing out all the dogma of the fitness industry. It's called the bullshit detox, and it's a kind of ritual. First, you face the mirror, call it what it is, a propaganda device, and cover it up. You reject vanity. Then, you pick up a dumbbell and you ask it what trauma it's helping you compensate for. And then you put it down. Finally, you just lie on the floor and surrender to the beautiful absurdity of being a creature made of bones. It's a powerful, symbolic break. And this right here, this is the manifesto's central attack on how we measure fitness. The myth we're all sold is that we have to track linear progress. But the manifesto calls that what it is, a capitalist hallucination. The truth, it argues, is that our bodies don't work like a stock chart. They only know tides. There are ebbs and there are flows. So how do you know if you've been fully indoctrinated into this fitness cult? Well, here are a couple of witty signs to look out for. If you believe that activating a muscle requires a foam roller instead of, say, a full-blown crisis of meaning, you might be in deep. Or if you think sweat is some kind of virtue, a badge of honor, and not just, your body crying sideways, you might be in it too. So after questioning our goals, finding a new way to move, and detoxing from all the dogma, what's left? Where do we go from here? Well, now we arrive at the final and most profound teaching of the Manifesto. This is its ultimate philosophy. It starts by pointing out this fundamental conflict. The way most of us approach fitness, and maybe even life, is as a struggle. We are constantly moving against things. We fight gravity with our lifts, we fight time with our routines, and we fight our own shame with punishing workouts. It's a never-ending battle. But the Manifesto proposes a totally different path, the way of the wave. Think about it. A wave doesn't fight the ocean. It moves as the ocean. It fully embodies what it is. It moves as water, it embraces the inevitable moment of collapse, and it always returns. It's a philosophy of flow and acceptance, not resistance. And this brings us to the final, climactic instruction, a truly poetic command. Don't just stand back and laugh at the shore, at all the old rigid ways. The real goal is to become the wave itself, to become so fluid and powerful in this new way of being that you can actually absorb the very thing you used to fight against. You become a force of nature. And so, we're left with this one last beautiful riddle. The only rep that counts is the one you forget before you finish. What does that even mean? Well, perhaps it means that the only movement that truly matters is the one where you're so completely lost in the moment, so immersed in the feeling, that you forget you were ever counting at all. And that's the thought we'll leave you with.